Melania Trump's lawsuit against The View. For $100 million is more than just a typical celebrity dispute. It's a significant cultural flashpoint that has ignited widespread discussions about media ethics, the management of public image, and the delicate balance between free speech and defamation. The controversy erupted following an episode of The View, a talk show well known for its unfiltered discussions and its panel of outspoken hosts. What began as a standard conversation about Donald Trump's presidency soon took a dramatic turn, delving into Melania Trump's personal life. The situation escalated quickly when the hosts didn't merely provide commentary, but made a series of provocative statements, which Melania Trump's legal team later described as both false and malicious.
Hates him. Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the First Lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the First Lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
Before diving into this unfolding drama, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any updates on the latest news from Hollywood. The controversy in question centers around claims made by the hosts of The View regarding Melania Trump. They asserted that she never wanted to be First Lady, hated Christmas, and couldn't stand sleeping in the same room as her husband. Additionally, they accused her of ruining the Rose Garden and implied she was an unwilling participant in her husband's political endeavors. These weren't offhand remarks. They were presented with a tone of certainty that blurred the line between personal opinion and factual reporting. What made this segment particularly controversial wasn't just the content, but the delivery. The comments were not expressed as careful critiques or thoughtful analysis, but were instead imbued with ridicule, giving the impression that the hosts were enjoying the chance to mock someone they believed would never push back. However, Melania Trump did respond, though not in a way the hosts might have anticipated. To grasp why this incident has resonated so strongly, it's essential to consider Melania Trump's public persona. Unlike her husband, who thrives in the spotlight and eagerly engages with the media, Melania has cultivated an image of quiet dignity. She rarely participates in interviews, steers clear of public confrontations, and has consistently maintained a level of privacy that is unusual for someone in her position. This reserved approach has made her something of an enigma. On one hand, her discretion has earned her a certain level of respect for remaining above the fray of public disputes. On the other hand, it has made her a prime target for speculation. When someone doesn't actively control their narrative, others are often quick to fill in the blanks. This is precisely what happened on The View, where the hosts crafted their own portrayal of Melania, depicting her as bitter, disengaged, and trapped in a life she never wanted.
Freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth, individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like that about a former president who's had 2 assassination attempts. I mean, that's just...
Melania Trump. This wasn't merely an attack on her character. It was a direct threat to the image she has meticulously cultivated over the years. In today's social media-driven world, where narratives can spread with lightning speed, the potential for reputational damage is immense. Recognizing this risk, Melania chose to take decisive action. Her response came in the form of a $100 million defamation lawsuit, a bold and unequivocal statement that she is not willing to let these accusations go unchecked. The lawsuit claims that the statements made by the hosts of The View were not just false, but also deliberately damaging. According to her legal team, these remarks weren't merely careless. They were part of an intentional effort to tarnish her reputation. Defamation cases, particularly those involving public figures, are notoriously challenging to win. The law requires plaintiffs to demonstrate not only that the statements in question were false, but also that they caused significant harm and were made with actual malice. This legal standard demands that Melania's team prove the hosts either knew their comments were false or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. This is a high threshold to meet, but the stakes are just as significant. If Melania succeeds, it could send a powerful message to media outlets and talk shows, compelling them to exercise greater caution before making inflammatory statements about public figures. Such a victory could set a precedent that reshapes how high-profile individuals are treated in the media, potentially fostering a more thoughtful and responsible discourse. Conversely, if she loses the case, it could embolden critics and reinforce the notion that public figures are open targets for even the most severe criticisms. A loss might suggest that the legal system affords limited protection to the reputations of those in the public eye, thereby perpetuating a media environment where sensationalism and disparagement are common practices.
Can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And I
look,
agree.
The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they handle it that way?
To fully understand the importance of this lawsuit, it's essential to examine how The View has developed its brand over the years. The show has established itself as a platform for bold opinions and lively debates, where no topic is off limits. The hosts are encouraged to voice their thoughts, no matter how controversial, which has made The View both beloved and polarizing. For fans, the show is a refreshing space where women can discuss politics, culture, and current events without restraint. Critics, however, view it as a hub of unchecked bias and sensationalism. The show has frequently faced backlash for its hosts' comments, and this is not the first time it has been accused of crossing the line. What sets the Melania Trump lawsuit apart is the magnitude of the potential consequences. A multi-million-dollar judgment would not only be a financial setback for the hosts, but also for the network. Such an outcome could prompt the show to reconsider its approach, potentially leading to stricter editorial guidelines and a more cautious tone. For a show that thrives on controversy, this would mark a significant shift. Among all the allegations made on The View, the claim that Melania Trump hates Christmas has garnered the most attention and ridicule. At first glance, it might seem like a trivial matter, but it symbolizes the larger debate central to this case. Christmas is more than just a holiday, it represents family tradition and goodwill. Accusing someone of hating Christmas questions their values and connection to shared cultural norms. For Melania Trump, who served as First Lady and represented the U.S. globally, this kind of allegation carries even greater weight. The comment also highlights broader issues regarding how public figures are perceived and judged. Melania's critics have long portrayed her as distant and disengaged, and the Christmas claim fuels that narrative. But is it fair to reduce a person's character to a single anecdote or rumor? This question is at the heart of the controversy. As with many issues in the Trump era, public opinion on this case is deeply divided. Supporters of Melania see the lawsuit as a necessary stand against media overreach, a way to hold powerful platforms accountable and assert that even public figures deserve respect and dignity. Critics, however, view the lawsuit as an overreaction, a tactic to silence detractors and control the narrative. They argue that public figures should be prepared to face scrutiny, even if it sometimes borders on speculation. This divide reflects larger cultural tensions. On one side, there's a growing demand for accountability in the media, a belief that shows like The View have a responsibility to be fair and accurate. On the other, there's a fear that lawsuits like this could stifle free speech, discouraging media outlets from taking risks or challenging powerful figures. At its core, this case is about more than Melania Trump or The View. It's part of a broader conversation about the media's role in a rapidly changing world, in an era where a single comment can go viral instantly. The stakes for media personalities are higher than ever. With great power comes great responsibility, and this case asks whether platforms like The View are meeting that responsibility. Melania's lawsuit compels us to confront difficult questions about modern media. Where is the line between opinion and defamation? Should talk show hosts be held to the same standards as journalists, or should they have more freedom to speak their minds? How do we balance the need for free speech with the equally important need for accountability? These are not easy questions to answer, and the outcome of this case could have significant implications. If Melania wins, it could signal a move toward greater accountability in media. If she loses, it could reinforce the notion that public figures are open to even the harshest critiques. The Melania Trump lawsuit against The View is more than a celebrity feud. It is a cultural flashpoint, forcing us to grapple with the evolving dynamics of media, politics, and public discourse. Whether you see this as a fight for justice or a publicity stunt, one thing is clear. This is a story that extends beyond the courtroom. As the case unfolds, debates will continue. Should media platforms like The View be held accountable for their comments, or is this lawsuit an attack on free speech? Is Melania Trump defending her reputation, or is she attempting to control the narrative? Whatever your perspective, this is a story that has captured widespread attention, and it is far from over.